I figured I'd give an update in regards to progesterone therapy. I've been using bioidentical progesterone therapy for about 3 years now. It is something that you can get prescribed in higher doses after getting either a blood test or preferably a saliva Dutch test for an accurate depiction of your hormonal profile. But this is actually over the counter. So I started taking it because this lady named Doris was talking about how she reversed her bipolar disorder, or what was described as bipolar disorder, because we are making room for misdiagnosis here, because everyone's root cause of this perceived or portrayed illness is different. So for her, it was a hormonal issue, and I found that because I've been diagnosed with PCOS, this could be as well. So me taking bioidentical progesterone cream has literally saved my life. I will say up until late 2024, I had this constant burning sensation in my brain, and I do not mean that lightly. It was driving me crazy. And through research, very, frantic research, because I was desperate to get better, I found that myelin within people who have schizophrenia or bipolar disorder, they have reduced myelin. And because I had this neurological pain, I figured that this could also be the case for me. So I found that I do not have pain neurologically anymore. Sometimes when my body is craving a progesterone cream, it's telling me to take some, I'll have a low level sensation burning in my brain, but otherwise my baseline is pretty clean. It's actually insane. It took a really long time, but it looks like I theoretically repaired some of my myelin, and there are studies on myelin being regrown essentially with progesterone and B vitamins, usually a combination, depends on the person. So this isn't going to be a medical video, and I will not be making references here. Unfortunately, I privated the last videos because I talked too much. I said too much of my business. So I'm not on any medication for my mental health. I feel a lot more stable. So stable. It's actually crazy. Now, I do have other medical issues that would contribute to the outpouring of norepinephrine in my brain. So I got diagnosed with POTS syndrome while going through this. So that's postural orthopedic tachycardia syndrome. And it's a form of dysautonomia. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't get enough blood to my brain. So my body panics and my heart starts racing. I have a baseline higher heart rate when sitting or standing. And honestly, I don't even have to be sitting. My heart starts racing because my dysautonomia is very bad. And I don't know the baseline cause of that yet. But I do know that within standing, because my body goes into a panic, it shoots, it pushes out norepinephrine, adrenaline, and that would contribute to me feeling like I have these intense mood swings. And POTS syndrome actually does cause mood swings. That's something I learned probably a year and a half ago. And I figured, wow, okay, the nervous system and these other psychiatric disorders are tied into one another. They're overlapping. And it seems that if I manage my POTS syndrome, I repair my myelin the best as I can find some baseline. And I have, at least with my mental health. My physical health is still shit, but, it's a lot better than it was. because I've calmed my nervous system using progesterone. And I feel like I've needed it because I am estrogen dominant as fuck. So there's that. And it is indeed confirmed through blood work that I am estrogen dominant. Progesterone cream is something that I take a lot less than I previously did before, but my body does desire it. Once a day, every other day, I know when I need it, and I take it accordingly. My doctor approves of it, and it's been very safe for me. That is my experience, and I think that it's worth a try. If you suspect this imbalance, you could get a test from the doctor. It doesn't have to be dangerous. It's not very dangerous is what I'm saying. It's low risk, but people want to take those precautions, and that's completely fine. I've taken a huge dosage in the beginning, and in the period now I take maybe 20 milligrams a day, but I'm not taking it every day. It's been slowing down, being really switching up my diet, and I genuinely felt like I needed healthy fats in order to build myelin, lots of B vitamins, and my body can handle supplements a lot better. I wasn't able to handle B vitamins. Like, my body would go into a panic, and you would mistake that for like hypomania or something, but that's not being the case. My nervous system was extremely dysregulated, and now I can take vitamin D no problem. It's crazy. Like, my system was just very overreactive, and now I feel like it's healed to a point that I can take the necessary supplements. But before I got to this baseline, I just tried to integrate that into my food, and I just craved a lot of fatty good food. healthy cholesterol, some bad cholesterol, but bad cholesterol isn't all that bad. Your brain needs fat. Your brain needs fat to build myelin. I'm not saying that progesterone is a miracle cure for everything, but if you have a disorder, whether that be physiological or psychiatric, associated with reduced myelin production, which can expose your nerves to damage and potentially lesser the ability to send biochemical signals, you should look into this. You should look into B vitamins, look into healthy fats. I'll try to tag Doris. I never went back on her channel to do the interview. I had to get a lot of things sorted out. However, I would understand if she does not want to interact with me, because these days I'm very anti-Christian. So I get it. But I do want to say that progesterone therapy works. It absolutely works. And there are scientific backings to it that I will not reference more in this video, okay? Also, with postural orthopedic tachycardia syndrome, it is a disorder of the autonomic nervous system, and the autonomic nervous system signals your body to restrict blood vessels, your heart rate. It's everything. Even with your pupils, your autonomic nervous system is associated with keeping that working properly, and my pupils would not expand, and I now see that as me having nerve damage all throughout my body. And a lot of people's psychiatric problems are just nerve damage. Yeah, there's PTSD. That can also be nerve damage. Like, PTSD can be shown as a physical injury on the brain. So me, I literally have lesions on my brain last time I checked. So I know that I have nerve damage because I developed POTS syndrome, and that's a disorder of the nervous system. So it wouldn't hurt to support my myelin production, right? Using progesterone creams, getting enough B vitamins, healthy fats. My pupils are fine now. I looked psychotic beforehand. And that indicates to me that something happened, something was done. It indicates to me that progesterone is underrated and it needs to be shown its full potential. It took a while for that to work properly, and slowly I've been able to reverse a lot of symptoms. And like my dysautonomia is still here, and it's probably here to stay, but it's not nearly as bad. I mean, it still sucks, honestly. Like the fatigue is soul crushing. I can't really function in a lot of ways, but like I feel like they need to fund more research when it comes to progesterone, but then they might shoot up the price. So there's that. There was a really long, dark period of my life where I was passing out every single day, multiple times per day. And now I'm passing out every couple months. It has absolutely improved my life. Like my hospital visits have been much less. I mean, I do have like correlating diagnoses with this, like medical diagnoses, but I don't want to really care to get into it. It just shows to me that you can be shown as hysterical and labeled with these psychiatric disorders that you don't really have, and it is your body. So many things get misdiagnosed. But I will say that lithium, while I took it, kept me alive, kept me so numb while I was unable to process any pain that it actually protected me. Lithium is neuroprotective, but it does damage the kidneys over a long period of time. But I think at the time I needed to stay on it because I had no way of dealing with my stress. I wasn't producing cortisol. So yeah, I had a near-death experience and it traumatized me really, really, really bad. And it actually sent me off the deep end. And it sent me into this like falling at my knees, praying to God type of desperation. And that's why I've deconstructed Christianity, because I realized that a lot of my trauma was tied into that, and removing religion from my life has calmed my nervous system quite a bit as well. Because when you think that you're constantly dying or your body is constantly in fight or flight from the symptoms of this nervous system disorder, and you think there's a potential for you to go to hell, it absolutely does make everything worse. And now I sleep just fine. What I say is whatever helps. If you have to tell somebody, hey, Jesus told me to tell you to take progesterone cream, go ahead and do it. Brainwash these people, because you have to meet them where they're at. Their healing comes after the initial nervous system healing. Healing your myelin, healing your body to the point that it can process all of these hard truths. So, I mean, that's where I'm at. And hopefully other people can be more sensitive, because I will continue to deconstruct Christianity on this channel. Hopefully. So anyway, that's it. Take care.